All right, this is my recording for lab number 3. I'm just going to walk through all of the cells here and explain what they do. First one's pretty simple. We're just doing some slicing. So we grab the first, uh, we excuse me, first we establish a variable, then we grab its first index, which is similar to an array in Python, which is very convenient, very easy compared to other languages that I've worked with in the past. And similarly for the last character, you just do -1 to wrap back around to the last address in the string list. Which, yes, I did use the word array a moment ago, but I'm aware strings are not arrays. I just kind of use that shorthand in my head to think about the bracket notation and starting at 0 and that sort of functionality. Um, okay, so part 2, more string slicing. So we have a phrase here, and we're going to print the uh, first word and the second word, and then every other letter. So the first word and the second word, I could have done this using a split function of string, and I can do that in an example in a moment. But here I used the slice notation because I just felt like that was more appropriate to the exercise. That kind of felt more like what the point was. But um, just to demonstrate here, I will show that you could do this more efficiently here. Whoops. Whoa. Um, so we're going to print um, phrase dot split. Whoops, split your 0 plus. Look at that. See, that's why I love PyCharm because I knew what I was going for. That's exactly what I was going to write. Um, and then I don't know why I wrote that line though. See, sometimes it's a little bit stupid. Um, I kind of have to tweak my autocomplete settings. They're a little bit over sensitive, to be honest. Like it does too much, but I am glad that I got this part because it saw what I was going for from up here. Anywho, moving on. Uh, this will do exactly the same thing. I'm not going to repeat this thing here because, well, actually, yeah, I will. I can make that a little bit more efficient. So here I used for I in range 0 lin phrase when I could have very well just done for word because that's more of a descriptive variable name in um, phrase dot split. Um, and then I put my logic in here if word um, or wait, sorry, not word, excuse me, letter. I was still thinking of splitting this thing into in phrase. So yeah, we're doing letters. Um, so actually, my bad. This is perfectly fine. I completely thought that yeah, never mind. I thought that I was splitting by words for some reason. Completely disregard what I just did. This is completely fine. So for I, which I should really name letter, um, I just use I because it's short, but this is much better looking and does exactly the same thing. So for letter in range 0 length phrase, so this is the entire length of the given phrase, we take if the letter modulo 2 equals 0, so if that position is 0, which basically just means even. Like if you divide it by 2 and there's no remainder, there's a shorthand for if letter is even. Um, print phrase letter. So it prints that character, and then it just loops through the entire phrase, and it does that. Sorry for that diversion. I thought that I had a little bit of a clever moment, but anywho, this is definitely better than what's up here. But again, I did this for the purposes of the exercise. Anywho, moving on. String methods, very simple, straightforward. Upper, lower, title, replace, count. These are very, very simple. They're just calling methods on a string, showing that objects have methods. that can be called, and specifically just like getting ourselves familiar with these particular methods. Um, Now the next one takes a little bit of input. Now, originally I had like print statements here because I forgot that you can do it like this in Python, and this is much, much slicker. So yeah, you take their input and you just print it back as lowercase to make sure that it's properly formatted. So let's run this code. What's your favorite food? I don't know, steak. It's not necessarily my favorite food, but whatever. Purple. Oh yeah, and just to show that it will get your cases right, I'll type it in all jacked up like that, and it will return it very clean. Favorite food is steak, and your favorite color is purple. Very nice. Excellent. Look at that. We're talking to the computer. Fantastic. Mini challenge. This was fun. Takes the full name and outputs the initials. So the way that I initially did this is kind of unslick. Um, I basically find the space and then I define the space as that, and then I break. Now I did this for the purposes of, again, I felt like slice notation was what we were going here. Excuse me, like getting familiar with slice notation. So that's why I sort of did it like this. Um, so I have a much better solution here that is much more tidy. So I'm gonna create a cell here, and we're gonna do name equals, and again, see here, there's that inefficiency again cropping up. I did a print statement and then a name or an input statement when I could have just done them in the same line. So we're gonna fix that here. We're gonna do enter your, and we're gonna be more specific, first and last name, just so that we eliminate user error as much as we can. Get rid of those pebcac problems. Um, and then we're going to define initials as an empty list. And then we are going to say for word in name dot split, we're going to make it into a list. We're going to do initials dot append word 0 dot, man, God, love this. Great IDE. And then we're going to print initial, or whoops, holy moly. Hello, Trey. Nope. Print string initials. And that should do exactly the same thing in way, way less code. Absolutely. Fantastic. And actually, we don't want these in lower. We should do those in upper. I don't know. So, yeah. Thank you, ID. But it's not actually the best functionality. We're going to edit that. So, yeah. T, S. Or, if you want to print them one at a time, we could do initials 0, and then do a new line. Geez, I'm typing slow today. And then plus initials. Yeah, we could just do 1 because it's just a 2-character array. Yeah, there we go. So this has the same exact functionality. Or this prints them on the same line, I guess. I did a new line in this one, I suppose. I guess it is better. Yeah, why did I put a new line? That's kind of silly. We don't need that. Hello. Boom. Okay, so point being, this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code, and it gets the same thing done that this does in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. It's not that big of a difference, but you're doing all this unnecessary calculation and work that you just don't need to do. So moving forward, the stretch activity. We got another case of me doing this, which I'm going to fix right now, where I'm going to put this in here. So we initiate the vowel count at 0. We ask for them to input any sentence they wish. This prints the sentence backwards because it uses the slice notation, which is start, stop, step. I leave the first two empty. Um, and then I use the -1 step, which also, when you leave the first empty, it uses the step as the starting position. So it starts at -1, and then it continues stepping in that direction. So basically, it just like wraps back around through the string or the list, that the string represents, which is a very handy and clever way to go uh, through that, which I really like. This kind of exemplifies a lot of the stuff that I like about Python right here. Um, Now, for I, no, this is the vowel checker. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before, and I'm gonna say for letter in range, and I'm gonna rename I to letter because it's just a better, more descriptive variable name. So for letter in range 0 linked sentence, so we're going all the way through the string. Or we could just do this too. Jeez, man, so much inefficiency. Um, I can fix that and some other stuff too. We don't need to do this. For I in name. Hmm? Oh, am I stupid? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. You can see that I'm still getting comfortable in the little intricacies of this. Yada yada about string indices must be integers, not string. Okay, okay. So yeah, because of the nature of okay, yeah, we need to use a range here because we want integers. So that's like the most efficient way to do it. I see. My bad. Um, that makes total sense. I see the mistake there. So you could do it that way, but that's like if you want to go through um, the array indices, not the actual like, not use numbers to represent those indices, which is what we're doing here. So my mistake there. But we can still change it to letter. So and this will work. Can I just hit up? No, I can't. Okay. The quick brown fox jump jump over the lazy dog. And I'm gonna, oh my God, I hate that shortcut. I need to unbind that. We're gonna copy that. Um, okay, so this does everything it needs to do, and it does it correctly. So fantastic. So basically, if the letter converted to lowercase is in this string here, A, E, I, O, U, which is all the vowels, um, you could do Y, but then you would need some way more complicated like pronunciation logic to like determine if the Y is a vowel or not, which is way, way, way beyond the scope of this. So we're just doing A, I, O, U. Then print vowels, and you know what? I'm gonna slicken this up as well because I just learned more about the format function. Vowel count. Boom. Whoops. Boom. Boom. And yada yada and boom boom, and it does the same thing. Fantastic. Awesome. um, and then we use the join and split functions to we basically are joining with an underscore the result of the split function being called on the sentence. So we split it and then we join the uh, contents of that list with an underscore, all in one line. Okay, sorry, I'm yapping for a while. This video is kind of getting long, but that is the end of the lab. So yeah, the questions are pretty straightforward. They all just have to do with different concepts that were applied in this lab. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. And I hope this was a satisfactory recording.